Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashlyn. I am a 26-year-old wife and mom. My husband and I are currently paying for a debt-free master's degree, as well as saving up for our first home that we hope to own by the time that I am 30. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then I hope you will subscribe and join us here on this channel. So we are already jumping back into another mid-month money check-in, and this month I'm not super excited to check in. I don't feel like we're doing super well at sticking to our budget or just being able to save in general. So not the most excited to get into it, but let's do it anyways. So the first question that I ask in these monthly check-ins is, what are my best and worst purchases for the month so far? We haven't really purchased anything fun this month, and we will. We've got my husband's birthday coming up, but for now we haven't really done much besides just like putting gas in the car and buying groceries. But I did purchase a sleep sack for my baby. The one that she had was getting way too small and it was just really irritating me because it was so hard to put on her. I just decided to spend a little bit of money and get a sleep sack that would just bring some more peace to my life in that area. So I did spend like $9 on a sleep sack, and honestly that has been really nice, and I would say that that was the best purchase of the month so far. As far as my worst purchase goes, we haven't spent it yet, but we are going to be spending a few $100s on a dental bill that will be coming up towards the end of the month, and I am very much not looking forward to spending that amount of money on the dentist, but you know, healthy teeth matter and all that, so that's my least favorite purchase. Maybe not the worst, but definitely my least favorite. The next question is, how are your monthly money goals going? So I didn't really make any goals for this month's budget. So I guess the goal in general is just to stick to the budget and do well with that. I feel like we're doing okay. I did forget that this is a longer month as far as like how many times we'll need to grocery shop in the month. I usually go every 2 weeks, and this time that would put us at 3 times in a month instead of just 2, and I didn't look at the calendar, so I'm thinking we're gonna have to adjust our grocery budget to include that third grocery shop that usually wouldn't be there, which is fine, but we already just weren't really being able to save much towards school this month, so it's a little disheartening to see that number go down even more. Obviously we have to eat, but yeah, just not super excited that our budget was already low, on the lower side of savings, and now it's going to be even lower. The next question is, what is a money win? This is kind of more on a positive note. We did start using WIC, which is Women, Infant, Children. It's a supplemental nutritional program that the government does for lower income families like ours. And it has been so awesome. I love the amount of help that it gives to us for our groceries. I am kind of blown away by how much we get with it, and that's going to be for every month for probably about a year. So I am super grateful for that program, and I am loving how that's helping us with our budget. Next question is, how am I feeling about money? And I've found myself lately, just this month really, like the past week or so, feeling kind of discontent in a way, I'd say. It just feels like we've been working on our money goals and where we are with our finances for so long. If you've been here a while, you know that we paid off our debt in 2019. So that was a journey leading up to that point. And then from 2019, we were building an emergency fund and paying for school and all of this. And so it really doesn't feel like we've made a ton of progress. Obviously we have, because we've paid for school without any debt, and we have paid off all of our debts, and we have a solid emergency fund. But it just feels like we're kind of in the same place as far as like we haven't been able to get the down payment for our house made, and I don't know, just goals like that we have not reached as quickly as, you know, my younger self would have thought that we would have, which is fine. I mean, life happens, but I just have been feeling kind of discontent in that. Not really like I'm happy with where we're at. It's just I think really I'm just craving a vacation. Like I find myself looking forward to the things that we're going to be able to include in our budget and the things we'll be able to do once we have, gotten further in our financial goals. So like being able to go out and get a meal every once in a while and not feel like the pinch of it, or being able to grocery shop and not really be nickel and diming myself on everything, not having to use WIC, being able to go on fun vacations. My daughter's been talking about going to the beach a lot. She has a book about the beach, so she's been talking about going to the beach and wanting to go, and it's just not something that we feel like we're going to be able to do for a while. So I don't know, we're happy with where we're at, and I'm trying to remember to be grateful for what I have and grateful for where I am because of the work we've put in and just where we're at in life with our little family. I am super grateful for those things, and I'm trying to remember to be grateful for those things. But honestly, sometimes these bigger financial goals are it's hard to just keep going when you've been in it for so long. Obviously, we're going to keep going. We're still working on it, and I'm excited to reach those goals, but I just find myself daydreaming about the things that we'll be able to do once we have reached them. And the last question, this is a new one I'm adding, and that is, what purchases did we make that were not essential? So these are things like outside of your normal bills of groceries and gas and all of that. For me, it's not really a category that I spend in a whole lot, so I would say this month that sleep sack was not essential, and then the Mother's Day gifts that we are getting are also not going to be essential, but they kind of are. Mothers, we have to celebrate them, But yeah, that's my non-essential item, is the sleep sack. That has made my life easier. So now we're going to jump in and just look at my actual budget, where we're at. You'll kind of see why I'm a little bit unhappy with our budget this month, just how things have been going. So first up, you'll see that we got the first paycheck of the month, and it was actually less than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were heading more towards a $1,500 paycheck, and it came out to $1,433. So I'm not sure why that was. I'm hoping that the next one is still going to be the $1,500 that we planned on, but it was lower than I was expecting. And then we have $144 that went to tithing. We have spent a little bit of the school sinking money. That was some textbooks. My husband's starting a new semester of school, so he needed some new textbooks for those classes. So that was $60.68. They're cheaper because we try to buy used wherever possible. So that saves us money, not just purchasing the brand new $100 to $300 textbooks if we can help it. Gas, we've spent $98.31. My car is good for probably close to the rest of the month. We'll see if I have to drive anywhere further. Groceries, we've spent $199. I planned for $250, and we're kind of set as far as meat goes for the rest of the month, but I am going to have to go grocery shopping another 2 times. I'm going to keep one of those times really pulled in because we do have stuff in our pantry that we can use. But I am going to have to take some of the money I was planning to put into the school sinking fund and put that towards groceries instead. We haven't bought any diapers. We didn't plan to do that. Fun money. You'll see here the Mother's Day category has $9.64 out of it. That was the money that I spent on the sleep sack, and I put it in that category because I actually got a Amazon gift card that I'm going to use for one of our Mother's Day gifts. So that is kind of the trade-off there. All those lifestyle categories we haven't touched. We haven't done anything with the dental yet, and life insurance hasn't come out. So that's where we're at the budget. I'm going to have to switch up that grocery budget, and we will see how much the paychecks actually come out to be. If the other one comes to $1,400-ish again, then I'll know that somehow my math was wrong with the little increase we were supposed to get in pay. But that's where we're at as far as our money this month. I think my goal for the rest of the month is to try and pare back on our grocery budget as much as I can. Try to keep it as small as I can these next grocery shops. And also to just be more content with where we're at in life. If you like this kind of video, then I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, help me reach 1,000 subscribers. If you are in the same boat of trying to reach a financial goal and just feeling a little bit stuck, I'd love to hear about it in the comments so we can kind of root each other on. And I will see you again next week for another video. Bye!